What's up, guys? So, us as the raid PvP community, we got by Plarium again. I totally regret even doing the fusion now. And obviously the reason, and they always do this, so this shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody, but we just had grueling fusion and we had to pull shards on weekend to do it. Right now we have a 10x event at the same time with 1+1 sacred event, but not only is that all, we have a 10x for Teox, who is the single-handedly best champion right now in Classic Arena offense. You probably might have not heard or seen about it at all, potentially, if you're not in like a very PvP focused clan. I need to showcase it this week. Somebody offered me to make a video on his account, so I'll do that if we don't get lucky. But for those of you guys that haven't heard about and are not like on it, and I'm saying he's like very OP, he's better than Mythic champions, specifically in Classic Arena offense, and there's kind of specific team comp. I mean, there's different pools of course, champions that you can run on it, but people like he's the Lizardman faction lord or whatever you call it. And obviously there's two other champions in this event, so you're definitely not guaranteed to get Teox, but if you get one legendary champion, you'll get two on 10x. It's pretty good event, so would be cool if you had couple of sacreds to spare and would get it. Not an event that you want to wail on very hard, but I would go for one legendary if you happen to have the shards for it, or if you're willing to spend. But basically what Teox does, I mean, he does multiple things, but so his A3 is a nuke. I think it has like, is it multiplier of 4 or 4.4, and it does self attack buff and crit damage, and it does double hit if enemy are under buffs, under debuffs. And the passive part of this skill will ignore strengthen, ally protection and shield. Enemies killed by this skill while under debuff will get block revived and deals 20% more damage for each debuff on each enemy, stacks up to 100%. So it already has kind of average or higher than average multiplier, and it hits twice, so it's insane multiplier, and you get 20% more damage per each debuff. And if this was it, it would be a good skill, but it wouldn't be OP. Not in this meta, maybe in Trindom meta years ago, but the real deal that he has is the other passive. We can already see this, like, let me make sure that the camera catches it. The 3 faction ally bonus. All allies are immune to sheep debuffs, and he's in the faction with Ramantu, so this actually becomes very good. So your team cannot be polymorphed, and he also takes 50% less damage if enemies are under debuffs, and teammates also take less damage. And then there's like counter attacks, but the real big part here is the polymorph, and also fills this champion's turn meter by 5% whenever an enemy or an ally receives a debuff. So basically you run him with like Lizardmen only team, obviously, because you need 3 other Lizardmen to get the bonuses. And then typically you have Ramantu, but you want to stack him with debuffs. You want Ramantu and 2 other support champions. It could be double Lazarius, it could be Lazarius and Sulfurion. Those are the popular ones, but you would run whatever you have. I mean, if I get him, I probably would run like, since I don't have Lazarius, maybe like Ramantu, Sulfurion, Verkumkar and him, or something like that. I'd have to think about what's the last one. But regardless of that, he's worth doing. He basically one-shots anything. You're gonna do like, I don't know, 500k damage with your AoE that does self-attack buff. Everybody is gonna die and get block revived. It's insane, and you can run Ramantu and debuffs all day long without worrying about polymorph at all. it's totally game breaking. People are doing like 5 to 10 second battles in Classic Arena with him. It's utterly insane. Now, obviously, for me, having White King Narsus, it's way slower than Teox offense, but it's still pretty good. My biggest issue in the game is my defense right now. Even if I get better offense, it's not really instantly gonna take me to top 20. But who knows, you know, maybe I get better. Maybe I get a good mythic pool and I get a lot better defense team. And honestly, if you're comfortable spending a little bit, I probably would buy Sacred Shards. I mean, it's super, you know, it's super expensive to buy Sacred Shards, so kind of on your own comfort, but if you're close to it, I might consider buying Sacred Shards for this event, just to get the 1+1 of course, but some people, they probably will, like those big spenders, they will wail on any Teox event, so they would wail even outside the 1+1. But we have 3 Sacreds, I'm actually 18 in, so we're getting a little bit pity bonus. Let me double check how much that is. 18 in is quite a lot, but yeah, Sacreds are kind of stingy. How much do we get? We get like 12% extra bonus per shard. So I guess it's gonna be like maybe a little bit better than 50-50, yeah. Maybe we're better than 50-50 at getting it, but we're certainly not guaranteed to get it. But I did have like a massive 18 dry streak, so maybe it came at right time. But in case you didn't know about Teox, now you know. This is definitely one that you want to get out for. I recently said that there's no good non-void and non-mythic champions in this game anymore, outside of Harima. And I still, of course, that's still true, but Teox is kind of exception. And right now he's by far the best faction lord. Like I said, Teox is literally the best champion in specifically Classic Arena offense. Not great for Live Arena, never gonna be viable because of the faction lord bonus, but the one thing that he does do is Classic Arena offense, and right now there's no nuker that does it better than him, and his kit is so strong and so specific that I would be surprised if anytime soon somebody would, you know, take his throne, because like I said, the damage is insane. You do double hit, I think it's, okay, let me double check, it's multiplier of 4 or 4.4, which is already kind of, you know, it's decent, but when you do that twice, like, okay, let me double check, when you do that twice and then you also get 20% more damage for each debuff, this damage is actually insane. And it's a block revive, so it's one and done, you get the buff strip and you one-shot anything, nobody can survive it. Okay, yeah, so it's a multiplier of 4, it books 20% and you hit twice and you get 20%. It's like, the multiplier is like bananas. Like I said, it's like 400 or 500k damage AoE, not single target, AoE, block revive. It's an insane skill. Anyway, I'm getting hyped, but I think that was probably more important than the shard pulling part. People always complain that on shard pull videos if I take too long time talking about other stuff, but this is not really a shard pull video. I mean, we have 3 shards, I guess it's kind of like, maybe more likely than not that we'll actually pull it because of my massive dry streak, but it's not guaranteed, and I don't have confidence that I'm gonna get it, but okay, let's see. But obviously, what do we want to get? Harima and Teox. And keep in mind, like, this is the thing that Plarium does, is that you can't even normally pull for Teox. I mean, he's not included in the shard pool unless special event, like other faction lords, so it's kind of special. And of course, there's a chance that we might get other, even more OP faction lords. By the way, let me show you, I have 3 shards, so I have a little bit, but it's possible. I mean, only like half of the faction lords, or not even half of them, have been, how many do we even have? Around half of them have been released, so there's still quite many to go. Some of them might be really good, but so far most of them, basically none of them are relevant outside of him. I have high hopes for for the Knight Revenant Faction Lord, but I'm also kind of scared of it, because you have a Narses, Angora, Georgie and Grixia, and I have been speculating for a long time that Raid is gonna make that strong on purpose and milk it, so we'll see. Maybe there will be other things than Teox, but okay. Let's see if it's our lucky day. Teox and Harima, let's go. Okay. I wish it would have been legendary from the get-go. We don't have too many of these, so... Come on. Come on. No! Now we're on 20 dry streak. Okay. Well, it is what it is. 20 dry streak. Do we get 21? Oh, nice! We got it! Shamrock, fuck me. Goddamn Shamrock. Is that a dupe? Do I get faction? I think that's gonna be my first Ogrun faction bonus. Okay, we got something, but I don't think I care about him. We actually did get one of the faction lords. By the way, it's kind of funny, but yeah, he's not the good one. Fuck. Dude, I wish this was Teox. Teox would have been so nice, but... Well, it was still worth it. I mean, I had my dry streak and I was kind of pretty likely to pull something, but... Goddamn. 21 until I got legendary, by the way, so that was a long dry streak. I don't think that happens too often on sacred charts. Out of the 21, 15 were pulled on Teox and 3 were pulled on the fusion event, and 3 were pulled just now. For your information, but okay. I'm not super excited about him. I don't think nobody uses him for anything. Yeah, okay, whatever. But you guys should pull though. I did get some... Did I get my first? I mean, I definitely got my first. See, my Ogrun is 0 out of 10. It's not really a faction where you need it, but boom. Now I have it. But I hope you guys pull for this. I hope you guys get Teox. That's it. Have a nice day. See ya.